Hi, welcome to Inspirational Leadership. This is a series on why leaders fail, and the subject for today is pride. Leaders fail because of pride. And I want to look at an Old Testament character, Hezekiah, which is such an interesting story. Hezekiah became the king and had all sorts of pressure. He had pressure because the people were those who had turned aside from God and gone to foreign gods. There was pressure in the fact that he was being besieged by a foreign nation, and the foreign king Sennacherib was trying to bring him down. He was under pressure because at one stage he was sick, and he was told by Isaiah, the prophet Isaiah in the Bible, that he would die. Hezekiah's story is told in Kings, in 2 Chronicles, and in Isaiah. It's a very important story. But the interesting thing is none of those things are said to be a test. God actually tests Hezekiah in another way completely, which is very interesting. After all this had happened, after he'd been miraculously healed, how is he tested? Well, let me read this piece out of 2 Chronicles to you. But when the envoys were sent by the rulers of Babylon to ask him about the miraculous sign that had occurred in the land, God left him to test him and know everything that was on his heart. He left him to test him. It was actually in a time of peace when the envoys from a foreign nation came, and what was the test? Would there be pride in his heart? And guess what? He failed. What did he do? He showed the envoys absolutely everything he had in his palace, everything he had in his stores, everything that he owned, and it was about pride. Pride is taking what God has done and taking credit for yourself. Pride is focusing on yourself, on your own ability, and at its key, pride is actually deception. Pride is deception because you fail to see, or we fail to see, our heart as it is. If you're watching this about pride and you're thinking, wow, I've got to be careful of pride. I'm a pretty fantastic person. I'm doing lots of wonderful things. I need to kind of make sure I'm humble. I'm going to be humble. It's missing the point. Humility is nothing more than an accurate knowledge of yourself. And when we take pride because of what God has done for us and we own it for ourselves, we're missing the point, which is exactly what Hezekiah has done. And pride will cause us to focus on ourselves, our own abilities, our own outcomes, and it will create failure in our ministry. The action, pray for insight that you will know yourself well, and it'll take pride away as a problem.